Well, hello everybody. I guess we're live. Let me get over here and let's see. We need to swap this. I can't use my other software. There's something wrong with it. I have no clue what it is. And we want to do this camera here. We'll transition. We're live. All right. For the last few hours, I've been tinkering, and that's basically what it comes down to. Let me get this camera on here. I lined the back half with 64th ply. I sanded on it some more. I took the engine out, and we're gonna do some glassing, I guess, or at least make an attempt. We'll see what happens. Let me get this down. There we go. And hopefully the audio is good. I have no clue. I wish I could make up. 5 watchers already and 2 thumbs up. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the super chat button. Whatever. Use all the buttons. So we need to transition to this. Oops. We're going to put this camera over here. I've cleaned the workbench off, so to speak. The videos have been doing pretty good, really. Especially the live streams. Hey, video and audio is great. Okay, so we need to go back to this camera here. Turn this one off, and we'll transition that. You can see the workbench, barely, but at least we got some of the stuff off of it anyway. Oh, this piece of junk. Okay, I have a yard. It's 26.5 by 72. I guess it's a yard of 0.56 ounce fiberglass cloth. Now, the thing about fiberglass cloth, there's 2 different kinds of cloth, and it has to do with sizing and direction. If it doesn't have a lot of sizing in it, it's pretty malleable. So I need to get some wax paper because I don't want to make a huge mess. What did I do with it? Of course, now I won't be able to find it. There it is. And I don't have any paper towel, so I'm going to have to get a roll of toilet paper because this is a messy process. I've got 6 rolls of toilet paper. That's 6 months worth. So we won't worry about that. There was a slight adjustment I need to make on this cowl before I glass it. Get this off here. Matter of fact, I'll show it to you so you know what's going on. So it goes on and off a little difficult, and that has to do with the 64th plywood on the back. And I've been sanding on it here. You can see where the layers have come in, and I'm going to sand it a couple more swipes before I start glassing, because I don't want to go through the big rigmarole of having to force it on and off. And if it sands through the plywood, so be it. That's a solid piece of wood there. It's a test fit. Still no good. It's kind of an important deal to make sure these pieces go on and off without any interference. And there's something right there that's giving me a little issue. And as you guys know, everything is hand fit, so you got to leave a little room for paint. It's still tight. I don't know what. If I was over John's house, I just put this on a disc sander and buzz it right off. So we're going to put it on my disc sander right here and buzz it right off. I really don't need plywood on this part. But I want it to fit without having to force it on and off. So close. I've been working on doodads too today, all day long. Oh, I wanted to show that too. I think we might do the doodad reinforcement before I do the cowl. I think that would probably be better, because tomorrow if I did the cowl, I'd have some paper towels, and I'd get some more of the resin off of it. Okay, that fits pretty good. Maybe a couple more swipes, because you got to remember, you got to paint this yet. I think it's because I used CA on it and it kind of held it up a little bit. Okay, what did I do while I was away? I think we're gonna do doodads and do the reinforcement of the doodads with the carbon tonight. Be a better choice, because I don't have any paper towel. Okay, so maybe the title was a little misleading. I'll go back and change it, but we'll figure that out. Okay, what I did while was away. Since I last was on, let me give you the rundown of this. This is 64th plywood. This is 64th plywood on the back here. I ground out the nose inside, so it's all even. I sanded all this inside here, so it's all nice and even, both sides. I worked on doodads. I dropped the height of those fillets in the wing because I didn't like the way they were. Come on, I know that screw is not tight in 3 or 4 turns. There we go. No, cross thread. Oh, man. Oh, maybe so. Maybe so. There's not that much sticking out. I thought it was longer than that. No, that thing's cross-threading. You don't want to do that. I don't want to tear that up. So we'll run the screw in one time. See what's going on with that business. If you got something you got to force, it ain't right. And there's something buggered up with that. Try a different screw, I guess. If that doesn't work, I'll have to run a tap on it. So that one's no good anymore. Let's try that one. Huh. T-nuts. The T-nut is buggered. No problem. I don't have a miniature tap handle, but I do have a tap. We'll turn it with pliers, I guess. Turn it with pliers if I can find them. I've been working on cleaning the place up, cleaning the bench up, and now I can't find anything. This is Mickey Mouse. I'll end up stripping the stupid thing. Must have got cross-thread somehow. Fortunately, I can get at it, no problem, in case I have to change it. Starting to poke through. Okay, try again. I'm starting to get questions on, can I get plans to this already? Give me a break, guys. I don't work off plans. I'm going to build that Dauntless off plans, but that's only because the RC guys need plans. I think I could do it with just numbers. Numbers in my shoe. Come on. There we go. Much better. Okay, now we're going to do doodad crack prevention, and I'll show you how to do that. What happens is when you put those big fillets and some of these added pieces that I've put on this airplane, I wish this thing was finished this light. It's light. Oh, it don't fit. Still, what the heck's going on here? Oh, man. What happens is, I'm going to get a longer screw in there so I make sure that it's started. What happens is they crack from the vibration, high frequency vibration. You'll notice right at the trailing edge of these airplanes, and use a 3/4. Right at the edge of the trailing edge on these airplanes, there's always a stress crack. Well, there's a way around that. But you do have to be careful. Let me explain what you have to be careful of. When you start adding doodads and little things that you say, well, I could use this for strength here and I could do that for strength there, it can get away from you real quick. There we go. We got it pulled down good. And you'll have so much added stuff put on that all the weight savings that you've done in the past is lost. And you say, well, why the hell did I do that? Okay, where these cracks come about is right here. Always. You know, if I were to just put putty on there, it'd be no problem. I mean, they'd crack. The vibration of the wing, the G-loading or whatever, this is attached to the fuselage. The wing is flexing there. There'd be a hairline crack there, and it could go all the way up the fuselage. And we don't want that. So, I'm feeling something there. Can't feel nothing. If I feel something, I gotta sand it out. Much better. So, in order to stop that from happening, what you do is you get yourself some 05 carbon bale. You could use 2/10, but 05 works better. This is pretty starchy stuff. Let's kind of strip. You can see I've been working on reinforcement pieces on other stuff. There's some cutouts there. We'll just cut a piece approximately an inch wide, maybe a little more. And we'll cut this piece too in case I need it. First thing is you want to stay away from using a whole lot of this stuff. And yeah, I did cover my whole airplane with carbon fiber, 2/10 carbon veil, and like Bob Hunt does, and that business, yeah, it works. It makes the fuselage, harder. It's not stronger, it's harder. Because Japanese tissue's stronger than veil. Anyway, so we got an inch wide. We're cutting about 3/4 long. I'm just guessing on the numbers here. We might have to make them bigger, might have to make them smaller. I don't think bigger though. So we got 2, 4, that's the wings. I need 8 of them. 5, we need more than that. I need 10 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. Close enough. And you say, well, what the heck are you going to do with that stuff? Well, we're going to take this. We're going to lay that in there like so and float some CA on it. Not float, we're going to put some CA on it. So you damn sure don't want to glue the flap to it. Now I guess I could do this with Z-epoxy. Let's cut this back this way. Now this will give a good base for the Z-epoxy to sit on, or Z-epoxy, the superfill. And that carbon will allow it not to crack. And I only know about this because I built a lot of these airplanes with these doodads, and every one of them cracks right there if you don't do this. So, if I were you, if you have wing flap fillets of any type on any airplane, right there, I would do the same thing. So, we'll try it first with CA and see what happens here. If CA don't work, we'll switch over to Z-epoxy. Or do I want to use Z-epoxy? I don't know. I also have a flap here. If you look here, I must have been sleeping when I sanded this. It goes real thin right there. I'm going to cut a notch out of this and replace a piece of wood in the flap and reshape it, because I don't know what I was thinking. I was asleep at the switch. I can't make up my mind. Do I want to use... Yeah, we'll try some thin set and see what happens. That's hot. Well, I guess maybe Z-Pox should be better. Shoot. Yeah, we'll try to get it to go back down there. Good enough. Yeah, man, that caught my finger and burned the hell out of me. Wow, hot. Got hot quick. Unforgiving. Now, when Superfill goes over that, you never see it. Yeah, I thought I was going to fiberglass the cowl tonight, but I got to thinking. I don't have any paper towel. It's a pretty big, pretty messy operation. So we'll just do this. There's a lot of little things to do on this airplane to get it ready to start finishing. It's basically this redo on this flap right here, and it's only right there. I sanded a hole in that thing. I don't know if you can see it on camera or not. It's the right dimension here, and then it goes down, and well, would somebody notice that? Man, maybe. I notice it. Would Jim Lynch notice it? You bet. Say, what are you gonna do about that? Well, we can't have that, so I got to change it. So I'll just cut a notch out of that flap, like a trim tab in there. Glue in a piece of 3/8, sand it to the correct shape, and refinish that little spot. Not a big deal. It's only wood. When I was in high school, there was a kid learning body work, and he had a Datsun pickup truck. And about every other week, he was cutting a part off it and adding a part. And I said, I think his name was Baldwin. Said, hey man, Brian Baldwin. Said, hey man, how do you get that to look? He said, well, it's lacquer. You can't screw it up. And that's about right. Okay, let's do the other side now. And I got to do those in 10 spots. And so you're going to have 2, then on the bottom 4, 6, 8, there's 12 spots. 12 spots. What the heck am I thinking? 10. Man, it's a bummer not having any place to work. Let me sand this off my finger so it doesn't get stuck again. It got so hot, it's ridiculous. So try not to do that again. It's hot. It's real hot. Real hot quick. How many of you guys ever done this before? Put them little carbon pieces in your fillets. Nobody? Close enough. Okay. Put the flat back on. Get to see what it's going to look like. We're not going to stay on long. Only going to do a half an hour because I got to go to work tomorrow. It's daylight savings time, so the clock is all screwed up. It's really only 9 o'clock. Get on there. There we go. Okay. Now it needs those. We'll just do the top here and then we'll call it a night. I didn't expect to be on long. I've been working all day on this thing. You know, clearancing the doodads and that stuff. Been tough. So Not only does it have to be here, it has to be here on the leading edge too. So let's cut one of these this way. Damn, Todd. You'd think after getting burned a couple times I'd figure it out already, but no. Gotta get it pushed down. Let's do this. When I super fill this in here, it'll look like one piece. And that's the way it's supposed to. This is all supposed to, super fill in here, and it's all supposed to look like one piece. I will go ahead and change the title of this video to Fighting Carbon Fiber Reinforcements, and we'll do the fiberglassing tomorrow night. That's right, tomorrow's Monday. Maybe I'll make a video instead of a live stream. Man, it's going to be tough to get that off. Yeah. There we go. We'll get her. And these doodads added, I would say, about another extra week's work onto this model. Reason the rubber bands are on there, I'm tired of these tired of these elevators falling off and breaking the point off the end. Got to keep repairing it. We can't have that. So hopefully I can get this on there without burning my finger again. "40 minutes and still it didn't do nothing." Need to cut some more off. Jeez. Keep cutting. There we go. Tell you what I'm going to try. I'm going to try to use the back of the knife to push it down instead of burning my fingers. That works a lot better. Get this off my fingers. It's hot. Let me know down in the comments box if you guys have done this before. Or let me know here, whatever. It really helps. But it adds weight too. I mean, you wouldn't think, you know, how much weight could it add? It doesn't matter. I'm doing it 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 times. I'm doing it 12 times. So if each one is 1 gram, I doubt it's 1 gram, but we added 3 to 6 grams to the airplane, plus the superfill, but it's good for the longevity of the airplane. Gotta get that off. Got a lump right there. I can't believe. That's what I thought. I do have a new bottle. This all has to be silk span here before I can superfill it. Maybe the weekend we'll get that start doping and silk spanning. Or now that we're on daylight savings time, I might get home early enough to dope out front of the place here. But we're on the home stretch now, guys. I'm starting to finish. Building these airplanes is no big deal. Yes, it is, Timothy. It's 0.5 or 0.05 veil. If you don't do that, these will crack. Even when it gets super fill over the top of it. Especially when it gets super fill over the top of it. You guys out there watching, please consider joining and becoming a paid subscriber. It's $4.95 a month. Helps the channel out, helps the metrics, helps Stunt Hanger. We Stunt Hanger put up 200 for the trophies at the Nats. I don't make no money on this channel. Going broke. Okay, well, it's if I was like Doug TeNapel and had 500,000 subscribers, maybe I could make some money, but ain't gonna happen. Or Mark Dice, where I don't know what these YouTubers make, but it ain't me. I'm just a small-time model airplane guy. Okay, so now I got 2 more to do. I think I can do that in 13 minutes, and we'll call it a night. So instead of doing the, for you guys who just joined, instead of doing the fiberglass on the cowl, I opted to do this reinforcement instead because I didn't have any paper towel. So you want to reinforce all the flap fillets and any of these big swooping fillets you have with 0.05 carbon veil. We use CA. I could have done it with Z-epoxy, but CA is faster. And get that. I might reinforce these little ends because they keep breaking off, which I know. I mean, that's just part of the game. And once I get the reinforcement done, the fiberglass on the nose, which is the glass cloth I showed at the beginning of the video. The 1/2 ounce glass cloth on the nose. I then can start get it ready to finish. Get the tissue on the fuselage. The tissue will be on the fuselage come this weekend. Fuselage and rudder. And then I can put the Z-epoxy in all the fillets and start working on the fillets. And once those are done, then I can paint the, I'll paint this much of it white and work on the cockpit and the canopy and get it molded on, and then paint it white again right here in this area. What the heck's that? It feels like some CA drop got up there. So where I've shown how to mold a cockpit in or canopy, and I'll show it again, but because there's really only one way to do it and get it so it looks like it's part of the airplane instead of just sitting on top of there. And we'll show that, and then I'll paint the thing white. And the paint job itself is the Art Shaw paint job. Not complicated, pretty straightforward. Thank you, John, for the super chat. The super chats help. They help the channel metrics. Anyway, so we're going to paint this, mold the cockpit on, or the canopy on, do the cockpit. I'm thinking about making a couple of those oxygen tanks to sit back here behind the pilot again, only this time I'll paint them green instead of silver. I put silver tanks on the last one, and that ain't right. Because oxygen is in the green bottle. I don't know, I think it's nitrogen that's in a silver bottle. And he darn sure ain't going to be breathing nitrogen. Might be CO2 in there too, I don't know. But that's what we're building. This is a classic, and it's hanging on my wall in St. Louis. This is the classic one. We're going to do the big one again. I built a big one. Tim Redmond bought it, and probably looking pretty long in the tooth now. It's been 10, 15 years old. But it's got a PA-75 in it on a pipe, and I think this one's going to be more along the lines of what I want. It'll be lighter. It'll look more along the lines of the wing configuration as this one. It's shorter. It'll turn quicker. Been a lot of changes since that original XL that I built. The original XL is a Monado copy. The one that was hanging on my wall that's now back in St. Louis is a Monado copy with a PA-75 on a pipe. And let me explain something to you. While a lot of guys like the pipe, if you ain't got a pipe, you ain't flying or whatever. You know, let me get this on here. They say if you don't have a pipe, it's not a pro stunt airplane. Well, that's nonsense. The pipe is, I think, just more stuff to drag around. It's 3 extra ounces. It's underneath the lateral center of gravity, meaning when centrifugal force is pulling this thing around, that it's trying to throw the outboard wing up. Even when it's upside down, it'll be throwing it down because it's underneath the line, the lateral center of gravity, and that centrifugal force has got to force it somewhere. So, and I've tried to explain this on the forum, but I don't type well enough. When you make a tight turn, everything's trying to line up all at the same time. You got centrifugal force and gravity working against you. So in my opinion, the bell crank location matters, the wingtip weight box location matters, the lead out position matters, and all that stuff that's hanging underneath the lateral center of gravity matters. So if more stuff you got hanging down, a big heavy engine underneath that line, underneath the datum line, and a pipe and a header and all that big 8 ounces of fuel and all that nonsense, it ain't good. I can see that airplane doing some weird gyrations, and I guess people at the nets, the judges, see them fly smooth. Well, the guys do fly them pretty smooth, but the airplane's doing weird stuff, and nobody sees it. Anyway, that's what I say. I appreciate the super chat, John. I really do. If I could get one super chat every live stream, this channel would be going up. But we're getting more members. We got 3266 now. I'm trying to do some marketing to get it to work and what have you. Hopefully by this time next year we'll be double the size. And one thing about YouTube, if you have one, that's great. Then 2 comes along, then it's 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. It's kind of like I'll work for a penny an hour starting today. And in a month, I want to double it every hour. So this hour I work for a penny, next hour I work for 2 cents, the next following hour I work for 4 cents, and then 8 cents, and then 16 cents, and then 32 cents, and so on and so on. By the time you're at 40 hours, you're making about $1,000 an hour. Well, I appreciate that, John. I try. I try not to give any bad information. There's so much bad information out on the internet. It's ridiculous. And these people will talk a good game. I'll say, okay, great. Let me see your airplane. And they show, how much does it weigh? 84 ounces. How's it fly? Where did you place? So I haven't won the Nats. That's all a matter of, do I want to go out there and practice? But my airplanes are every bit as good as anybody else's out there on the that includes Billy Warwood, Bob Hunt, Paul Walker. They're all, Windy, they're all the same. If you look at all the top airplanes in the first 3 rows, 19, 18, 17, they all look like they were built by the same guy. That's because we all do it the same. And back in my day, it was a secret. Nobody would tell you anything. So I don't know what they were thinking, how they thought that keeping everything a secret would make the hobby grow. It won't. Has anyone built as many airplanes as me? I'm slowing down now in my old age. I used to build more. I think Jack Sheeks probably has built more airplanes than I've built. Back in the day, Jack Sheeks would build 1 a month. And how I know that is every month he'd have a different airplane in Model Airplane News. All you gotta do is check it out. But the thing about Jack's airplanes were they were all the same, which is fine, they're all the same airplanes. They were I-beams. And everybody thinks, ooh, I-beam, what a mystery. It's the easiest thing to build because all you have to do is cut 1 rib and then, 1 profile. They're all the same, all the same, all the same. The airplane goes together in 1 piece upside down on the bench. So I built an Aries in 11 days and won the Spirit of 64 award with it. Now, when I say 11 days, first piece of wood cut to a Pilot's Choice Award and a Spirit of 64 Award finish on it. Dope finish in 11 days. That was I-beam wing. 59 areas. I-beams are simple. Simple. They're nothing like this. There's twice as much wood here than there is in an I-beam. Twice as much, at least. So, has anybody built Jack Sheeks? Possibly Billy Warridge? I don't know. He has built a lot of airplanes. I don't know. When I was younger and working at, my dad had the hobby shop, 3 a month. And we do 10 voodoos at a time, just stuff like that. But I don't know. I have built a lot of airplanes and I've sanded a lot. I've been sanding over 55 years. Seems that's all I know how to do is sand. I watch Project Farm. Project Farm is a YouTube channel. I'll give you a shout out to Project Farm. Project Farm is a YouTube channel you got to watch. This guy tests products without being sponsored. He buys these products by himself and does a scientific test on these things. So today he came out with a sandpaper review. They had Makita, DeWalt, Macatoya, and just all kinds of different sandpapers. And just as the thing started, I was going to go, I didn't know he was going to review 3M. That's because that's all I use is 3M Gold Open Coat. He comes up with 3M Gold Open Coat. And guess which one won? 3M Gold Open Coats. So, he would run the sander for so many minutes on a piece of oak and it would lose 10 grams. 10 grams in 5 minutes. The other one would lose 9 grams or 8 grams. And he'd compare it back and forth. Go watch that video. It's super slick. His methodology on how to test things. So I typed in there, when this video started, I was going to put in 3M sandpaper, but I didn't know you were going to test it. And because I could have told you that after sanding for 50 years, that's the best sandpaper, period. You can't get any better than 3M. This sticky back roll here is 3M. This is Gold Open Coat, but it's red. I don't know why it's red, but it's 3M. Everything's 3M. And he was testing it with a DA. I think even the sticky back paper I bring from work is 3M. You can't beat it. So if you're going to buy sandpaper, buy 3M. No sense in working yourself to death. Anyway, I think we're going to shut her down. We've been on an hour and 3 minutes. I appreciate you guys coming on. I hope I can pass on some information. If you have any questions, all you got to do is ask a question in the comments. I try to answer as many pertinent questions as possible. I'll even answer them in a foreign language because I use Google Translator to figure out Russian and Brazilian, and I speak Spanish, but it's tough. Yes, I put sandpaper on Durablocks. This is a Durablock. That's the red 3M. This is a Durablock. That's the Gold Open Coat. Sticky back. I did notice a problem that I just noticed about them Durablocks. They kind of warp, and you got to pull them back straight. here's a piece of sandpaper, red oxide on a piece of hard foam, styrofoam. I don't know where this came from. I bet John, I don't know. I don't know where this came from. I bet this is John's. I'll have to find out. Because I don't remember doing that. Anyway, you guys are more than welcome. Ask me a question on the forum. Ask me a question here. Like, subscribe, share. I thank you very much for your super chat. And we'll probably see you tomorrow night for a short while anyway before Charles gets on, depending on how I feel after work. Because this job is killing me. I don't know how much longer I can do it. So, fair winds, tight lines. See ya.